going to be demonstrating the installation of Genovations PVC stair railing. Make sure to check with your local building department to be sure you're building your stair railing to meet your local building code. We offer our stair railings in 6 and 8 foot sections. They come boxed with everything needed between the posts, including your balusters, rails, brackets, and hardware. We offer them in several different colors and styles. To see what we have to offer in our railing line, go to our website, genovationsdeck.com. The installation starts with the post mounting and spacing. Let's get started. Genovations stair rails are designed like our porch rails. It's a PVC sleeve over wood 4x4. You want to mount your wood 4x4s into the framing of your deck and into the framing of your stair stringers, not to your deck board surface. The placement of your posts are important to keep the angle of your stair rails correct. Today we're doing a 3-step stair rail. So we have to determine the distance between this post and your top post. In the boxed kits are written instructions that give these dimensions for each increment of steps, 2 through 8. So if you have a project with 6 steps, there's dimensions for that, and so on, 2 through 8. This particular dimension for our 3-step is 32 3/8. We've already got our posts mounted into our framing on the top and the bottom. We've cut our deck boards around each wood post to give 3/8 relief for expansion contraction. Now we've got them all mounted, we're ready to place our sleeves over our wood 4x4s. The sleeves on the top portion are 38-inch sleeves. The posts on the bottom, the sleeves are 42-inch. We've taken our 50-inch sleeve and cut it to 42 inches. And all we have to do is put our trim ring on the bottom, and then slide it over our wood 4x4. Now we're ready to make our marks to start the mounting of our brackets. Now that we have our post set on the top and the bottom, we're ready to put our brackets on our posts. Our stair rail sections are based upon 11-inch tread with a 7-inch rise. That'll give you the proper angle for our angle brackets in these sections. To determine the bracket placement on posts, you want to take a straight edge and lay it across, touching the bull nose of the steps. Push it up against the post, both top and bottom, and then make a mark at that spot. Then you take a tape measure, go up a 1/4 inch, and then transfer that mark to the front of your post where you're going to mount your brackets. So a 1/4 inch up from your mark, transfer it to the front. That is the bottom line for your bottom bracket. You do the same thing on this post down here. The top brackets, you move up from that spot 29 9/16, and that will be the bottom of your top bracket. We'll mark a center line on our post so we make sure our brackets are centered, and then we'll go ahead and mount these top and bottom on this post and the downstairs post. We're ready to put our brackets on our posts. We've transferred our pencil mark over to our front. We've marked a center line to make sure our brackets are centered on the post. Now we need to mark our holes to pre-drill them before we lag our brackets onto our posts. I've got my center line, I've got it on the bottom, I've got it marked. You just take a prick punch to mark the holes before we pre-drill with an 1/8 inch drill. And then once we do that, we'll take our metal brackets. They fit right on. We have pins on here, locator pins for our brackets. They go just like that. And then we'll take our lag bolts. We have a 4-inch and we have a 3-inch lag. The 3-inch goes on the bottom, the smaller angle, and the 4-inch goes on the top. And we'll lag this bracket assembly onto the post once we pre-drill the holes. We've got our brackets mounted on our top post and our bottom post. And now we have to cut our aluminum channel for the railing section. On this U bracket right here, there's a window on the back. We're going to measure from that window. It says insert to here right on the bracket. We're going to take our tape, to determine the length of our aluminum channel. We're going to measure from this point down into where it says insert to here on these brackets. We'll get that length. We'll do that both for the top rail and the bottom rail. These aluminum channels go inside the vinyl rails for support and strength. This is the step channel, would be on the bottom rail. This is the P channel, that goes in the top rail. We've got them cut to fit in our brackets, both top and bottom. Now we're ready to cut our vinyl to go over top of these. Now we've got our aluminum channel cut, now we have to cut the PVC portion of the railings, the routed portions of the railings. These are the pieces that hold your balusters. You want to cut these 1 3/8 inches shorter than your aluminum channel. This allows the aluminum channel to stick out at both ends for fastening in the brackets once we get to that point. Now it's very important that we cut these a certain way to keep the baluster spacing and straightness correct. On these rails in the kits, there's stickers on these rails. One says top rail and one says bottom rail. You want to take these rails, put them together with these stickers on one end, just like this, before you make any cuts. You want these routed holes to be staggered when you put these two rails together. You do not want your baluster holes lining up like this before you measure and cut. Your plumb will be off on your balusters. You want them offset before you make your cut. We're going to cut 1 3/8 inches shorter than our aluminum channel. We're going to take this sticker, we're going to measure from this end back and make our cut on our bottom and our top rail. Measure from this end and cut. Measure from this end and cut. You want to do exactly the same thing on both rails. We've cut our vinyl rails down to size to fit our section that we've created here for our 3-step drop. I just wanted to show you after our cut how our baluster spacing is off by design. This is the bottom rail, this is the top rail. We've got them cut to fit. We're going to take the bottom rail after we put our aluminum channel in it. We're going to put that in our place like this, and you'll notice that the distance between the baluster and that is very short here. That's on the bottom, and on the top it's farther away, so we're going to roll that over, and that will go on the top, and that'll keep our balusters straight and plumb. So the top rail's got the bigger spacing, the bottom rail's got the shorter spacing. That's how you keep your balusters plumb. Now we're going to put our channels in here and get ready to put them in our brackets for assembly. Now we got our vinyl cut, we're ready to put our assembly together. We need to put our aluminum channels into our PVC rails. This is the bottom rail. It has the step channel. The top rail has the P channel. Before you put this assembly into your U brackets, you have to put your bracket covers on. You put the wide open end towards the post. The smaller opening you put on first onto the rail. Once you have those on, you can go ahead and put your rail assembly into your brackets. Like so, you want to make sure you're all the way down in the bottom of your U brackets here and here. I've left this sticker on purpose to show you that you want this sticker on both the top and bottom rail on the upside of the angle. And since this baluster is real close to this bracket cover, we're going to go ahead and fasten this rail into the brackets before we put our baluster in. Because of this baluster being so close to the bracket cover, we went ahead and fastened this end of the rail to our brackets using self-tapping screws right into the aluminum step channel. Now we can snap lock our bracket cover in place and then start putting our balusters in to finish the railing assembly. Once we have our balusters in our bottom rail, we'll go ahead and put our top rail on. Our top rail, we've already got our bracket covers on each end. The P-channel goes in the top rail. Now we're ready to place it over the balusters. We've got the top rail in place. Got it down to the bottom of our U-brackets on either end. Now we have to check the plumb of our balusters and then finish fastening the top and the bottom rail. Now we have our top rail and bottom rail in place, we need to fasten the railing top and bottom to the U-brackets. We do that by using self-tapping Phillips head screws right in these two holes here into the aluminum channel. So there's two screws in each bracket, top and bottom for each post. Got our screws all in for all our brackets. We just have to slide our bracket covers and snap lock them in place. Let's put our finishing touch on our rail section. We'll just add our post cap, and we've completed our stair rail square Genovations PVC railing right here. To see other colors and styles that we offer, check out our website, genovationsdeck.com.